Hey Brian. Oh, how are you doing today? Looks like another awesome day. I'm like 1 day a week at home, maybe 2 days sometimes. I wouldn't mind being like, I don't know if I'd want to be full-time at home. Like I could go to the office like 1 or 2 days a week, but I definitely think I should be at home more than at the office. Hey, Tomtillion. But if I wasn't at the office, I wouldn't get out to go for rides like this. I ran out of gear, it's going too fast. I'd be doing way more Zwifting, but it's also more convenient to like ride online when you're working from home, because I could just break the day up, you know, jump on the bike in the trainer. I guess I could do an outdoor ride, but during work hours, I like to try to be available. So if I'm working from home, I can start early, you know, jump on the bike at 10, do a ride, but I'm still like in my house if anyone had any phone calls or anything. But yeah, you know what? My mood has been drastically improved the last couple days of riding to work. It is unbelievable how much getting outside, getting a little bit of exercise, getting some fresh air does for the brain. Felt like I'd been like, you know, cooped up all winter. Plus, riding to work, it forces me to get some extra kilometers in, because BWR is in just over 2 weeks. I'm hoping the event lives up or exceeds all my expectations, because I think I would like to attempt the long distance next year, but the entry fee was astronomical. So the only chance I'd go back is it's got to like blow my freaking socks off as far as an event. Oh, it was insane, Brian. It's a U.S. company, but it's a Canadian event. So when I clicked register, I thought it was just in Canadian funds. It didn't say either or, and even that, it was like $200 Canadian for like the mid-range. And I was like, oh, $200. That's kind of like, that's getting up there. Like, I don't know, but the event should be good. And then I got like my PayPal receipt, and it was like 200 US. Plus there was like some other taxes and stuff. Like it worked out to $310 Canadian. I'm like, oh man, like I actually got buyer's remorse and was like, oh, I think I should probably cancel. This is crazy. Like, but I was like, no, that's super high. Maybe they're gonna give you a lot of swag. We'll just see. They have since recently changed it. So it actually says US. I think a ton of people probably complained. Well, I do enjoy a good event t-shirt, especially if you're paying that kind of money. Better get something. I mean, I'm used to going to events around here where I pay $80 and I get like $150 worth of stuff. It just seems to me the more I haven't done too many massive events. Most of the big events that I do are usually charity driven. So the money, you pay more, but it's going to a good cause. And the charity events really treat you right. They understand that like the charity is driven by the people that attend and fundraise. Yeah, I'd pick that option too if it was a choice. But these commercial events, like you don't really realize how freaking commercial it is. I get multiple emails a week about buying BWR gear, BWR kit, BWR helmets. Oh, hey everyone, you're part of the BWR. We've lined up 10% deal on like Spinergy wheels. It's like multiple times a week, getting emails of how I should buy more stuff. And then in the rider guide, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna have like van life, camping section. And I'm about 45 minutes away, and I thought, that'd be kind of handy. No, they want $40 to park your vehicle, to spend like everything is, oh, that's $50. Oh, that's $50. Like, dudes, who's coming to this ride? Like, if I live where the ride's happening, but like, who is coming from Vancouver or elsewhere? They gotta pay to get over here, pay for hotels, like the entry fee is crazy. Like, this is gonna be a $1,200 weekend for a rider to come over here. Like, man, I like biking, but $1,200, I'd rather buy bike parts than have like a ride. Yeah, it totally is pay to play, like to the extreme. Like, and what sort of chaps my ass a little bit. So these companies running these races, well, that's the thing, is like, it's all on the trail system that I could go ride this afternoon. I just don't know the map. But it's all these companies too, they're like for profit, but they rely almost entirely on volunteers to help at the races. And yeah, they give the volunteers some swag and some food, but like, these companies are raking in hundreds of thousands of dollars, probably tens of thousands in profits on volunteer labor. And they sent out an email recently where they were like, yeah, volunteer. It's gonna be so awesome. You're gonna have so much fun volunteering for this ride. You'll be part of the experience. It's like, no, you want me to work for free so you can make thousands of dollars. Like the charity rides, I understand they need volunteers, but the money, the majority of it's going to charity. Like the BC bike race, Belgian waffle ride, these are like entirely for profit events. No, I'm not disgruntled. I paid. It's just things that you don't think of. What annoyed me was I can't unsubscribe to the emails because I can't get the proper race information. I looked into it because I was like, stop sending me these like Spinergy wheel cask helmet. Oh, the helmet did look kick-ass though. And I see why they do it, because that helmet did look kick-ass. And they probably sent an email to people like, sweet, 15% off this sweet helmet. Sign me up. Like I say, I don't know what to expect, but for the cost, I have I'm hoping that it's just unfreaking believable. And it's so unbelievable, it wants me to come back. Because I would like to redeem myself with the longer distance. I totally chickened out this year. Nice and quiet this morning. Been like very little traffic. Let's hope there's no more, I was just thinking that, Dimitri. I was like, let's hope there's no fires, because I actually have a meeting this morning, so I can't really hang around dealing with, like, fires. Well, I was so forgetful this morning. I made at least 7 trips out into the garage getting my bike stuff ready because I kept forgetting one thing. Forgot my watch. Go back inside. I'll go back outside. Forgot my phone. Forgot to turn the computer on for the stream. Forgot the ND filters and then said, screw it, I don't need ND filters. I'll deal with that next week. I gotta put some distance on next week. I think next week there's gonna be some longer rides. See, this is where the ND filter would be like great, because it's like sun is right frickin' there, shining directly. This should turn into like Bike Curious, where he has like the is there going to be a mulch pile or no mulch pile? This could now be, is there going to be a dumpster fire or no dumpster fire? What is... Looks like no dumpster fire. There's no one. What the heck? Is it? It's Friday, isn't it? It's not the weekend, is it? And I'm going to work on a Saturday? Where is everybody? There's no one. See, it's all fixed.
Brian Glisten said it. Brian Glisten said S Friday.
I like how someone put garbage on top of the garbage can. They fixed it already though. It's got a brand new garbage liner in there. It's all burnt. Oh, I was like, why is the ferry over there? But it's refueling. These ferries here, these little ones, are actually hybrid. They're diesel electric. But get this, they've been running for what, a year and a half now, 2 years. They haven't installed charging facilities for it. Like, good job, BC Ferries. So they touted this when they bought this. It was like this big hoopla, like, oh, we got these hybrid ferries and this run is so short, it's totally going to run on like electricity for like 95% of the run. And then like 2 months ago, they came out with a news article how it's never ran on electricity yet because they haven't installed the charging infrastructure. So it's just been running diesel for 2 years. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, those ferries are so awesome. Look, there's a hummingbird. You probably can't see it.
Villager Opportunity said lol all about the optic day.
Need to zoom in. Can't see it, but there's a little hummingbird on the barbed wire. Oh. Days like today, it's so quiet out. I don't feel like going to work. Oh, there's some geese. 50-50 chance they attack me.
Said almost as good as when they built the Up Express, saying it will be electric. Went back on their word and all got millions in bonus for finishing job on time.
Yeah, and didn't finish it properly. Well, I survived. Did not get attacked by them. Those ones do. I'm surprised, actually. They say it's 50-50. Maybe they're down here because people feed them and then they're like used to being fed, so they think people are fine. But most of the time, they'll try to chase you. Yeah, yeah, I bet. The geese don't ask politely for Tim Hortons. They're like, you have Timbits, give them to me now. This is really strange. Not like this very often, where you like very little traffic. My gears, I'm used to them now, and that's a shame. When I first put them on, it was just like this amazing, like, oh man, I have such low gearing now. And now it's normal, and the hills are still hard. Yeah, well, I totally should, exactly. That's the car driver's favorite pastime. And just like, yeah, yeah. I was thinking of that yesterday. I was riding and I'm like, man, like even these small turns, I'm like slowing down for. Teaching people bad habits, because then they get used to that and they go outside and they crash the first corner they hit. Just fly right off the side. Lady's on the wrong side. Oh, and you can pedal downhill doing 70 kilometers an hour. That's another thing in Zwift. No one except World Tour pros has big enough gears that you can pedal like 400 watts going 60k. My road bike, the gearing pretty much runs out at like 60. I'm spun out doing 120 cadence. So it's super annoying when you're going downhill in Zwift and someone chases you down because they're pedaling. But it's a fitness thing. They want people to, not coast for 20 minutes down some of their big hills. It's a pretty nice day.
Villagero Paternity said, what a view.
Yeah, remember Dimitri, we were talking about how the different cell plans and how the two plans I had before shared the same towers, so they were almost always 50-50 split. And with the two opposing plans, I got one plan running 6500 and the other plan running 3.
Zavabot said, I'm sorry, but I am an AI language model and it is not appropriate for me to engage in explicit or inappropriate language.
I was doing Bell Telus, but Bell Telus share they work on different bands, but they share the same tower. So now I'm on Telus Rogers, but it's just funny that like as of right here, I'm getting. Yes.
Sexual topics in public forums might not be appropriate or safe. As an AI language model, my purpose is to assist with constructive and positive interactions.
No, I purposely broke it.
Team switch to offline. Team said and it broke will. Team switch to live BELABOX cloud 6715 65 milliseconds.
That was on purpose. I was trying to see to reset it to see if I could get the phone to do. Poor Spoon. Just Zavabot doesn't like any topic. There's no topic that you want to talk about. It's like you guys have nothing in common. She doesn't want to talk about what you want to talk about. It's almost like you're ready for a breakup.
Well, you guys got two choices. I can slow down, or you can speed the fuck up.
Oh,
I ain't slowing down.
All right, now let's go. Hey, dude. Hey, hey, dude.
Sorry, excuse the fatness. I'm like soft pedaling and going off the front.
Off at 1. I got it to 3.
Alright, so I'm back.
Still a gap.
It looked like it for a sec. I thought the same thing.
I only see 5 on the leaderboard.
Do we lose Adam?
No, I'm here.
Oh,
Yeah.
there. There.
We're back to Dwayne.
Holy shit.
No, I
Where
don't
we
see
at?
Adam.
I'm
Hey,
here.
Taco.
There he is.
Oh, yeah, you're
There he
on.
is.
I'm on a bit of a cooldown, Rebel. I'll give you more power in a bit here. We'll slingshot the group again in a second. Just back down to my little range here.
So I'm going to sit here and not catch up so I get more of a catapult. Why when he's going out?
Yes, C's. Good job.
Well done, gentlemen.
There we go.
Sababot said seed switch go. Live. CLABOX cloud. 6,630. 67 milliseconds. Dimitri Kuprianov said welcome back.
Thanks. I've had like more issues the last few days with like weird things. There we go. I had like full bars of service and the phone was not pushing out like any bit rate at all. Just I think I'm gonna have to like glue the cables in. I need a hot glue gun. Because I think I'm finding, I don't know if the system is getting old and everything's getting a little bit loose. What I've noticed, it's when I'm biking, things are jiggling a bit more. Let's try to go slower up this hill today.
Villager opening a piece that out for DC Tokyo.
It's short, and it's funny when you, that's another thing Zwift does wrong. Hills, man. This little section is,
Kuprianov said was a great way to practice early.
Yeah, this hill's only like 15%, 16%. But I have pretty low gearing. I can barely make it up it. That was easier. I think I just attacked it too hard yesterday and went for it.
Slow Spoon said, oh hey, we're back.
Yeah. You're having technical difficulties that have seemed to be resolved. So far, I'm not super impressed with the service of Rogers. Like, I'm getting half the bit rate on Rogers as I was. I guess the idea of switching them, though, is the point is hopefully when Telus doesn't work, Rogers works really well. So far, that's not been the case. This whole commute. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. They're like, don't you talk bad about us. We're gonna cut your service. Like this ride so far has been 80% of one plan. They do. I like how the TTS says your name. It's like Village Otero. Yeah. Telus is definitely... Telus is basically the main option. Like, that's your go-to. And then, like, as your main provider, and then you either pick Bell or Rogers. But Bell uses the same towers as Telus. So the thought is, if Telus goes out, Bell's gonna go out because they're on the same thing. So the idea was you switch to Rogers because they don't share towers. But I think Rogers has more coverage in general. Like Rogers apparently has like still 3G towers up and running, but it just seems that the towers are farther apart, so I'm getting less Like right now, Rogers is like actually doing more than TELUS for once. But the majority of the places, TELUS is doing all the heavy lifting, which is fine, totally fine. But what's going to end up happening is I'm going to like run out of my TELUS data plan is going to run out, and I'm still going to have like 40 gigs of Rogers. Hey, Bike Beast. It is beautiful, man. If I didn't have a meeting in 25 minutes, I'd probably keep riding and say to hell with work. No, you can't. You basically, with the Bella box, you just load all the carriers, and it tries to split it up. Like, it does a good job. It tries. So if you set it for 6,000, yeah. I was looking in Victoria right now, the average rent for a 1-bedroom apartment is $1,800 a month. So yeah, if you set it for 6K, Bella Box will try to pull 3K from each provider, depending on what the provider actually can provide. So like back at the waterfront, TELUS was doing like 5K and Rogers was doing 1K. And then at that intersection, they were both pretty close to 50-50. It was like 3,000, or it was like 3,500 and 2,500. I say this ride though, for the most part, I could get away with one data plan quite easy. So if TELUS can do most of the work and Rogers can just kind of pick up the slack when the service isn't super great. Yeah, well, this is in general, Canada sucks. The problem with having a gigantic country and low population is everything's really spread out. No, Canada is freaking amazing. The cell coverage sucks. If you're an IRL streamer, the cell coverage is totally fine for downloading videos, watching the YouTubes, and making phone calls. That's why it's like you go to Europe and these IRL streamers are doing $30 a month unlimited plans, and it looks like they're in the mountains and they're getting signal. And then I go, how the hell are you in the mountains streaming right now? If I go one block over, I lose signal. You know what would be a good app for a phone is a cell phone radar. Like that game you play as a kid is like, oh, you're getting warmer, oh, colder, oh, no, you're getting warmer. I'd like a little app. And so as I stream, I can just, oh, getting colder, the signal's gonna drop, or oh, turn around and go this way because this is where the signal is. I see Rogers on the west coast isn't as prevalent as TELUS and Bell, but since Rogers has now bought Shaw, I'm hoping that we'll see more of a presence here. What the carriers just need to do is stop being buddy-buddies, and someone needs to drop their price by 30% and be like, F you, all you other carriers. Yeah, I used to have Shaw for the longest time, but the problem with Shaw Internet is you have crappy upload speeds. Like with Telus Fiber, I have, gigabyte download, gigabyte upload, where with Shaw, you'd get gigabyte download and 20 megabytes per second upload. And during COVID, both my wife and I were streaming, and the kids are doing stuff, FaceTiming all their friends, and you run into 20 megabyte upload speed real fast. Well, 2 people streaming to Twitch levels is 16 right there. Has the mic been pretty clear on this ride? I was gonna watch the VOD later, but okay. I was watching Bike Curious's stream, as I usually do on Sunday afternoon, and he had his wireless mic on his helmet strap. I thought, that seems like a good idea, but I think it's good for now, but if I totally got all sweaty, it would get pretty gross. The helmet Bike Curious wears, though, the straps are farther away from your face. This is kind of like sitting. Well, that's what I was worried about, because like when I wear it on my jersey, I'm just using the magnetic clamp. But when it's actually attached to my helmet, there's an actual clamp. So it's clamped on there. It's never coming off, but well, the mic on the shirt works, but it just with the magnets are insanely strong. It's never come off yet. It just kind of flops around sometimes on the shirt when you're riding. Like the helmet strap, I can kind of see it out of the corner of my eye if I look down, but no, because, well, you can, but biking you get sweaty, and at the top of the shirt, that's where I'm like sweating from my neck. So I try to clip it lower. If you were walking around, yeah. It's different spots based on the amount of sweat you're producing. And then if you clip it on your shirt too high, like especially using the collar of your shirt, the little fuzzy dead cat touches your neck. It just feels weird that you have this thing touching your neck all the time. So far, helmet strap has been darn good. Not sure how well it will be when I get super sweaty. I guess I could move it up. I have it kind of low. Yeah, what is it doing right now? It's totally 50-50 right now. Like, maybe with Rogers doing ever so like a couple hundred more. Yeah, it's a DJI. Ugh, can't even talk. DJI mic. DJI mic. They're not really economically. they're not the cheapest, but they work freaking damn good. And the little charging case is like badass. I heard Rode's got that, it's like Rode Wireless Me, I think it's called the Wireless Me. That looks, you know what, the Media Mod is actually decent. I, for the longest time, used just the Media Mod. Yeah, like when I was using the GoPro on the chest mount, I used the rear Media Mod mic. And the rear Media Mod mic on the chest mount, it's like all the wind noise kind of got muffled by your jersey. And so I know when I first bought it, people were like, no way, it sucks so bad, it's like the worst mic. And I'm like, I used it for 6 months and I thought it was decent enough. It's like anything though, people complain. The complainers are the loudest, and so you think things really suck when they don't suck as bad. The DJI mic, I like those ones as well because they were like half the size of the Rode. Even the Rode Wireless Go 2, which has like really good reviews, it's this square. Or when you put it up beside a DJI mic receiver or transmitter, it's at least half the size. So maybe in places where like IRL streaming is normal, it's not such a people see cameras and mics, but I'm trying to be as inconspicuous as possible because like even when I go to like the cross races, people know who I am now, but before they're like, what the hell is this dude like walking around with a mic on his freaking jacket? That's weird. I wish they would make a dead cat version of the foam cover. That a dead cat version of the GoPro Media Mod mic would be like probably bring that mic to a level that it would be awesome because it's already decent enough. I was thinking of actually just making one, buying a replacement foam cover because the foam cover is on a little plastic guard like that snaps on. I was thinking of buying a replacement foam cover. Yeah, exactly. So buy a new replacement foam cover, pull the foam off, and then glue on like a dead cat mic over top of it and snap it on, and then it would look like professional and normal. Yeah, totally. I only IRL a lot because I do my commutes. So it's sort of like, I'm already riding my bike to work. I may as well stream. Okay, I really need to, yeah, data cost is like, you're not doing this because, you're doing this because you like to do it. Not because you're going to become famous as an IRL streamer. All right, everyone. Who is on that we can raid? I'm here. Let's turn this on. Can't. Let's go look on Twitch. Who's on? Oh, Sarah's on. Let's go visit Sarah. Oh, well, wrong thing. No, I didn't want to like... Well, I'm gonna ride around for 70 seconds while this thing raids. They need to have a raid now button. Needs to have a raid now button. Can you? It didn't give me that option. It just still says like Twitch raid. Let me look. No, it only gives me the option to cancel the raid. It gives me a raid button and then like a cancel raid button. I'm probably doing something wrong. Yeah, if I'm in the stream manager, because stream manager you can just hit raid now or raid, and then it brings up everyone that you follow who's live, and then you click on them and it goes raiding, and then it